So now we come to the part for my guest speaker, and today I would like to welcome Teena Myers, who is a Christian author and have published short Christian stories by the name of Elohim's Words, which we will discuss later during this podcast. Welcome, Teena, to this podcast. I'm really glad that you are here with us now. Teena, can you introduce yourself to the listeners of who you are, your background, and about your relationship with Christ?
Thank you for inviting me to be your guest speaker today. I am the chair of Southern Christian Writers and the author of Faith's Mystery. My path to becoming an author began the day I read The Cross and the Switchblade, a true story about a pastor's quest to help troubled teenagers, how he founded Teen Challenge, and how many found freedom from addiction when they accepted Christ. I knew there was something different about that book, but I did not know what. A year later, my family moved to New Orleans, where I became an addict. Desperate to find freedom from drug addiction, I called on God to help me, and He did when I became a Christian. In the 1990s, I taught a Sunday school class at a Protestant church that allowed me to write my own curriculum. While writing lessons about Romans, a phrase from Romans 4:12 caught my attention. Walk in the steps of that faith of our father Abraham. I wanted to know what those steps were and if I had ever walked in the steps of Abraham's faith. So I wrote 20 lessons about the faith of Abraham for my class. Those lessons became a manuscript that I worked on for more than a decade until I made the acquaintance of Bruce Barber, the co-founder of Barber Publishing, who now works as a literary agent serving traditional and independent publishing. I hired him to produce Faith's Mystery. While working with him, I learned his family produced The Cross and the Switchblade. That's when I knew God had set the path of my life with a book, and I had come full circle.
Thanks, Teena, for introducing yourself. And it is interesting that even when I was younger, I had read The Cross and the Switchblade, which also played an important part in my early years of truly living as a Christian. So, Teena, you form part of the board of directors of the Southern Christian Writers. Can you tell us what this organization is about and what kind of support it provides to Christian writers, and how one can form part of it?
Southern Christian Writers is a fellowship of novice to experienced writers. Most of us write nonfiction and poetry, but we have a few who write children's books and fiction. All family-friendly genres are welcome to participate. Our meetings are held on the third Saturday of the month, January through October. Then we take a holiday break in November and December. We have hybrid meetings that allow people to attend in person at the Gospel Bookstore, located in a suburb of New Orleans, or you can attend the meetings with Zoom. We have 5 speakers a year who provide education about the craft of writing, editing, marketing, as well as information about traditional and independent publishing. Our 5 fellowship meetings offer encouragement. Writers can read excerpts of their work and get positive feedback. We also learn from each other as we share our experiences with writing, marketing, and publishing. Anyone can become a member by filling out an application, which can be done online at scwg.com. Members receive an author page on our website to advertise their books and links to their websites and social media. A 5-minute radio interview on Pursue Your Passion aired twice a week on Christian Mix 106. And if you live in the New Orleans area, our members get a 10% discount on anything purchased from the Gospel Bookstore. We are supported by donations. Those who support us financially with an annual $50 or more donation receive extra benefits. They can contribute articles to the website blog to expose their work to a new audience, hold temporary positions as members at large on the board of directors. They can receive grants to assist them in the cost of writing, and promote and sell their work without charge at tables reserved by SCW at events, conferences, and festivals. I will also critique and edit their work for free. They can receive one free ISBN number per year when numbers are available. We currently have 8. Our hybrid meetings make it possible for people to participate nationwide.
Teena, thanks for what you have shared about the Southern Christian writers. It is very interesting indeed, and I really encourage you to join as Teena has explained. Now, Teena, let's discuss the short Christian stories that you have published by the name of Elohim's Words, a fiction story about an angel who wavers between good and evil. Can you tell us about what these stories are about, and also tell us how important it is that Christians do believe in angels?
Most of what I write is nonfiction, but I wrote some fiction when a friend told me about the Amazon Shorts marketing program. Amazon reasoned if authors offered short works for 50 cents, readers reluctant to pay $15 for a book would be more inclined to pay 50 cents for a short work, and if they liked what they read, they would buy the author's book. Sounded like a good idea. I signed a contract with Amazon that gave them exclusive rights to the series I planned to write about an angel named Waver, so I could explore the concepts of good and evil with fiction. I made the main character an angel because angels have an important place in God's plan and in our lives as Christians. Most view angels as benevolent beings who help humanity, and that is true about the majority. But some of them rebelled against God, and we now call them devils. Adam and Eve were the first humans to sin, but sin did not originate with them. A serpent, another name for the devil, tempted them to sin. The rebellious angels hate humanity because we are their replacements. The Bible calls Christians kings, a royal priesthood, who will reign on the earth. And there are angels kept in chains and darkness awaiting judgment. We will judge those rebellious angels, and the age to come will be subject to humanity. The angels that rebelled created a problem, and we are part of God's solution to fix that problem. The New Testament talks about more than the reconciliation of man to God. It talks about the reconciliation of all things in heaven and on earth. Paul made it clear in Ephesians, our fight is not with each other. We battle fallen angels in heavenly places who abuse their power to do evil, and we fight that battle with prayer. I wrote 2 stories about Waver, Elohim's Words about the angels' rebellion and creation of humanity. The other story dealt with Noah's flood. Then Amazon canceled the program and returned all rights for the shorts to the authors. I stopped writing the series. One day, when I have the time, I plan to revisit that project.
Thanks a lot, Teena, for informing us more about angels and about the importance of our reconciliation with God. I wish you all the best, Teena, with your writings, and thank you, for it has been a real pleasure for being a guest speaker on my Christian podcast. And before ending this interview with you, I would like you to share a word of encouragement for those who are still growing in their Christian faith, and also let the listeners know how to contact you.
We live in a troubled world. Sometimes it looks like we will be swallowed up by lawlessness and perversion. But the times Abraham, the father of our faith, lived in were similar. Probably worse, because God destroyed 5 cities for their sin. In the midst of famine, wars, and injustice, Abraham lived a long life as a wealthy man who had all he needed. God is faithful. He took care of Abraham, a man whose obedience faltered and sometimes failed, but he never forsook his faith. If we cling to our faith as Abraham did, God, who is no respecter of persons, will help us too. If you are a writer and would like to learn more about Southern Christian writers, go to scwguild.com. That's scwguild.com. If you are interested in my latest book, go to faithmystery.com. faithmystery.com. George, I'd like to thank you for having me as your guest today. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks a lot, Teena, for being a guest speaker to this podcast, and especially for your final message you gave us about the importance of faith in our life. Thanks, Teena. Wishing you all the best, and may the blessings of the Lord be with you. Have you ever wondered what is the message of Emmaus in today's society? If yes, you are welcome to join me in an online Christian course at Udemy to understand more what really happened on the road to Emmaus. To know also the reason why did Jesus choose to walk the road to Emmaus, and above all, how to make the experience of Emmaus in today's society. This online course is based on the book Emmaus in Today's Society, which was published by the Christian author George Calleja. So join me on this online course, What is the Message of Emmaus in Today's Society? Available at Udemy.